you guys doing? Welcome to my very tiny, fabulous kitchen. See if anybody pops on here. Hi. Hi. We're making chili. I've made this recipe. Hi, Lindsay. Happy Friday. That's right. I've made this recipe tons of times. I can't even count. I've been making this for over 20 years. So I'm going to try to not just do it all how I do it automatically, you know? I'm going to explain what I'm doing while I do it and how I create this as a recipe in MyFitnessPal as well. What's funny is my mom was an awesome gardener. She could literally stick her thumb in dirt and something would grow, you know? And I did not get that at all from her. I'm the opposite. I touch a plant and it immediately dies. Hey, Laura, good to see you. But the cooking, she was an excellent chef. My mom was a chemist. So I think cooking has so many elements of that, you know, mixing things together in order to make something special. So in my genes, I definitely got that, which is great because I can easily create recipes and kind of know what goes with what. But the downside to that is I don't really measure anything. So when I'm teaching someone a recipe, they say, oh, you know, how much did you use of that? I'm like, oh, golly, I don't know. I just threw it in a pot and it was all good. So today, plants hate you too, Laura. Aw. People love us though, right? We're good with people. Man, it's good to see you, Laura, on here. So I'm gonna get started and show you how I create this recipe. It's so easy. And you can throw this together in, 10, 15 minutes. I didn't even cut my vegetables. So I'm gonna factor that in the time and everything. So you'll all see how simple and easy this is to create an awesome big batch of chili. Oh, Marion, my dad does too. You know, my dad and his girlfriend now, because my mom's passed away, my dad and his girlfriend cook together, and I think that's so cute, you know, but they break out the recipe book, and I'm like, wow, is that what that is? A recipe book, you know? Hey, Wendy, because I really don't use recipe books that much, but, you know, I also eat the same things over and over and over, so, you know. If you do anything a number of times, you're going to get good at it. All right, so I'm going to make this in this big pot here. And I'm going to start with my olive oil. I'm going to write this stuff down because I can't snap a picture of it, right, with my phone. So I'm going to weigh my pot first, zero it out, put in a little of my olive oil. Put in 15 grams. So we have olive oil, 15 grams. And I'll put that here on my stove and I'm gonna start chopping up my veggies. I have half a sweet onion. So I'm gonna measure that. I have 289 grams of onion, and see how easy this is before you chop it up? I don't have to scoop up all these pieces and put them on my scale, okay? So we got carrots, 289 again. What's the likelihood of that happening? 289 grams of carrots, and then I have my red pepper, 442 grams of red pepper. And I have my garlic, and I'm probably not going to put all of that in because I'm going to smash it, but whatever. 13 grams of garlic, and the meat we'll do a little bit later. So, I'm going to just start chopping up my stuff. I got my pot warming up. And you will see how many vegetables go into this chili, because there's a ton. And that's how I eat a lot of food and still stay in a small calorie budget. I do that by eating a ton of vegetables. So recipes like this are so easy to make super flavorful, and then add these vegetables in that take up all that flavor, and you have this massive bowl of food with enormous flavor filled with a whole bunch of fibrous vegetables that keep the calories down. So that's a great thing. All right, so we already weighed all this. We don't need to take all of this onion now in pieces and weigh it in a bowl on a scale or anything. We already weighed it. Okay? Get that in there. Move on to my pepper. Already weighed that, so we can just toss all that in there. Wait until you see how easy this is. Can you tell I eat vegetables a lot from how fast I chop them? My family's scared of me when I take this knife out, because I'm the mad chopper. Did you guys have a nice Friday? I'm going to go over there and say hi to you once I get this in here and it gets going. Because you know I'm way too blind to see that text from over here. More pepper. I love red pepper. And isn't it fun when your kids come in and you've already weighed all your vegetables and then they steal some and you're like, yo, you're messing up my numbers. Don't mess up my numbers. I already weighed everything, right? Okay. Can you tell I've done this a few times? A few hundred times? I do really like to cook, and it helps when you like to do it. It helps when it's easy. It helps when it's easy, and it helps when you have a lot of practice. Right? Practice at anything will make you good at it. Laura delivers babies, and she's really good at it. Isn't that awesome? That's what Laura does for a living. She delivers babies. I hope that wasn't confidential, Laura. Your job, your cool job, bringing babies into the world. You know, I gotta say, if I was a baby, I wouldn't mind coming into the world and seeing Laura's happy face. That's true. All right, so we got our pepper in there. Next I'm gonna do my carrots. Do a little bit of those. Whoopsies. The mad chopper. All right, then I just make these a little smaller so I don't have these massive pieces of carrot in my chili, because I don't know, it's kind of like everything to look uniform, right? Iron Chef, here I come. No way. No way. Okay. I debated about chopping all this stuff up first. I really did. Because I'm like, do they really just want to watch me chop stuff? And then I thought, it doesn't take long. Okay. washer thing, you know these things? Ah, hi, that's cool, Laura, thanks. I look like a professional. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not even close. Looking forward to this chili. Oh, yeah. I wish I could have you all over. Wouldn't that be nice? Hi, Sammy. Oh, so nice to see all you guys. Okay, so I'm going to load this up with my garlic. And the reason I do this is because for the longest time, my daughter did not like pieces of garlic in her food. It was just, you know, too strong in a recipe. So I started using powdered garlic so it would blend in better, you know, and you wouldn't get like a chunk of garlic in your food. And then when I got this, I realized it makes the garlic kind of melt into your recipe, which is good. Okay. So there's our veg. Get the rest of that in there because we weighed it. All right. Looks gorgeous. So now I just have this colorful pot of veggies. And then I'm going to take my meat. I told you guys I'm dorky. You don't believe me. Okay, so here's my meat. Using ground sirloin, really lean, 90% lean sirloin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this bowl, just because I obviously don't want to put it straight on my scale. I'm going to put it on this in this bowl, so I teared it out, and I'm going to use half of this meat here. I'm thinking it's probably about 2 pounds, 1.5. 793 grams. So 90% ground beef, 793. Yes, I'm weighing it raw for once. How many times does that go on in the group? Raw cooked, raw cooked, raw cooked. Like, sheesh. It matters little, I tell ya. Okay, so I have my meat in there. I'm going to salt this up a little bit, maybe like a teaspoon of salt. Not that much. And then I have these following spices I'm going to add. I'm going to add cumin, smoked paprika, love this. I grill potatoes and put that in there, and I have this Weber New Orleans Cajun seasoning that is just dynamite in this chili. It is so good. So, I do about a teaspoon each of these. So I got my smoked paprika, whoa, my Cajun, my cumin. This doesn't come out very well, so I'm going to do it like that. See, very carefully measured. No. No. Little pepper maybe. Perfect. Oh yeah, let's put some oregano in there. That would be cool. About a teaspoon of oregano. Dried oregano, that's good too. And then I just start mashing this up. It smells amazing. It smells smoky and really just savory and yummy. It smells really good. And my heat is on 5. And my heat's on 5 because this burner tends to be really hot. You want to make sure that you don't burn any of this stuff. Okay? So we'll let that go for a little bit. Get this out of the way. All right, next, I'm going to show you what I've got here. I have canned tomatoes. I use a lot of canned tomatoes because it's a great way to just add volume to something like a soup or a stir fry or something without adding a lot of calories. 20 calories per quarter cup in here. 13 servings. Alexa, what's 13 times 0.25?
13 times 0.25 is 3.25.
Okay, I didn't hear what she said. So what's, Alexa, what's 13 times 20?
13 times 20 is 260.
260 calories in this whole thing. So this one is fire roasted, crushed, and it was on sale. So I'm gonna use this because I was like, that sounds good. But usually what I use is like a tomato puree or a crushed tomatoes. You can use the one like with the garlic and basil and stuff in it. Canned tomato, y'all, so easy. All right, so I'm not gonna use both of those cans. I was just showing you the two options. I'm gonna use the fire roasted one. I have a can of dark red reduced sodium kidney beans, only one small can. So it's not super carby, my recipe. Ooh, and a can of corn. Just regular whole kernel generic sweet corn. All right, so it's going. My meat is cooking. As long as your meat is thawed out, you can literally make this in no time. Seriously, it's so easy. All right, we're ready. So I'm gonna take this can of beans. I'm gonna rinse it out here in my strainer, in my colander. And I didn't weigh it right because I don't have to. I can scan these things with the barcodes, right? So I can just clean these cans off when my food is simmering and add them to my recipe. Beans. Here comes the corn. Okay, and then tomatoes. Ooh, that looks so nice. Mmm, smoky. Okay, and then you have all this stuff in the pot. It doesn't look stewy, right? So we need to add some water, which is convenient because I still have a little tomato in here. So this is filled up about this much, and I'm just swirling it around to just get the rest. Hi, Molly. Just getting the rest of what's in here. And then I'm gonna look and see if this looks like chili yet. Stirring it all up. And it's too like thick and chunky. It's not real stewy yet. So it's gonna need more water. That's all it needs, is more water. So, I'm gonna grab a can. Come on over here. I'm filling it up the same amount, like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Pour it in there. That's better. And your veggies will juice out a little bit. And I like my chili to be really thick. I don't like it to be soupy. So I'm gonna bring it over there. Take a look. Can you see? It's thick and chunky. It's not very soupy. There's just enough liquid in there so that if I put it over rice, the rice will have flavor, okay? Now I'm gonna tell you my little trick. Guess what I do with my chili? I put it over steamed cabbage. Before you say, ew, that sounds gross. If you think about this, the chili is so flavorful with all the Cajun spices in there, everything kind of marinating together, the smokiness of that paprika, right? All those vegetables coming together with flavor. Excuse me, the fire roasted tomatoes, really great combination there. Whatever you put it over, I know, whatever you put it on top of, it's just gonna make that, if it's a bland item, it's just gonna make that item taste like chili also. I started doing this when I was in a real severe cut and I had to have super low calories. I was like, whatever, I need to eat cabbage tonight, and I made chili, so I'm not gonna put it in 2 separate places. I'm just gonna put the chili on top of it. I'll mix it together and I'll just eat it. Because when you're a fitness competitor, you eat stuff that you don't wanna eat all the time. So, you know, eating stuff just for fuel is really not that hard for me. And I thought it may not taste that great, but you know, the scoops of chili will probably taste good. And it was actually good. And I was surprised. Otherwise, I wouldn't share that with you. You don't need to do that. You can just factor your rice into your macros that day for the chili and just have some rice, or you can just have it by itself. And that's fine too, right? But I have it over cabbage, and that way I can just have more food. Because if I steam cabbage, it's something like 2 cups is like 60 calories. So I can have this massive bowl of food that's so delicious, and I just kind of mix it all together, and the cabbage is kind of soft, and it all goes together, and it comes out really, really nice. I don't know how it's gonna be with a purple cabbage, because I used to usually do it with a green cabbage, but I'm sure it's gonna be pretty much the same. So, you know, that's it. Can you believe it? It's so easy. So I'll let this simmer on my stove. It's looking great. You know, I want my carrots to get soft, right? So I'm gonna turn this down to simmer. If I can find a top right here, here it is. Pop the top on it and just let that go. You know, let it go for about 20 minutes and that's done. You walk away. It's so easy, so easy. And then what I can do is I can just weigh the whole thing, enter my servings in grams, right? If I weigh the whole thing and say it's 1,000 grams, I enter in my recipe 1,000 servings, scoop out my portion. If my portion's like 300 grams, I enter in I had 300 servings. Okay? Any questions? Does this freeze well? Yeah, it does. It does. And you don't have to make it this big. My family just eats a ton of it. So I make it this big, and this will probably last us 2 meals. And my family loves it. And you know, it's one of those things that it just tastes so good as leftovers too. Because we're finicky about that in this house. We're not too keen on leftovers. But something like this keeps so well in the fridge, and you can do that. Let it cool and put it in containers and batch freeze it. Put it in Ziploc bags and batch freeze it. You can do that too. Let me see if there's any questions here. Oh, so many people here. I love you guys. Okay, doesn't look like there's any questions. Okay, so that's it, ladies. So easy, right? And I weighed everything, and I'll put all this stuff, and I don't weigh the spices. I mean, really? Like, who got time for that? Sheesh, right? So I don't weigh that. But everything else, like, I'll enter in this can, my corn, my beans, and that's the whole recipe. So super easy. It does sound awesome. It really is. And you know, I think for me, I loved cooking with my mom growing up. I mean, I was cooking dinner for my family really young. I think I was like 13. Yes, I'll post everything for you, Laura, for sure. And hi, Megan. And yes, I do. I do want to hop on a plane when it's warmer. These are all the clothes I have, you know, and I'm barefoot all the time, so I don't want to freeze to death. But yes, I can post all the ingredients, and I can post the macros too, because I've done the macros for this recipe also. So I'll do all that, okay? And so I'll be live at 5. I hope you guys are around for that. I know, Wendy, that's you. All right, I hope you all had a great day. I'm gonna be, taking the weekend with my family, as you know, and I really am so grateful that you give me that time. Of course, I will still be on in the group with the check-in posts like you know from last weekend, and available if you have any questions or need any encouragement, please reach out. I'll always be available, but just not doing videos and not super active in the group, okay? And next week we're gonna get into exercise. Woohoo! The good, the bad, the ugly, what's good, what's right, how much, how little you should do, recovery, all this great stuff about exercise. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you are too. Have an awesome weekend with your families, ladies, with your dogs, with your grandkids, whatever you do. Post pictures. Show me what you're doing. Let's keep sharing in this way, because it's fun coming together as a community the way that we are and getting to know each other. This has been, I've told a few clients, this challenge has been the greatest thing that I've done in my career, by far. I mean, getting to know you and being a part of this and sharing with you in this way, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. So, I don't know, I might be a total disaster when this is over. Might be an ugly cry. I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can keep it together. But thank you, because this has been great. Can you also post how you put this? Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I can do that. Sure. Okay, so take care, ladies. Enjoy. I wish I could all have you over for a bowl. We could sit under the tiki hut. It'd be so fun. All of us barefoot. Maybe we'll do a whole convention if this business takes off, and we'll all get together in Fort Lauderdale at the Ritz and get spa treatments and hang out together. Wouldn't that be fun? All right. Take care. See you guys.